Hello, hello, hello everyone. Michelle Fix-It. Today, we are still going to do a driving video, so you guys will not see me the whole time. I'll be flipping over. But, I want to talk about the purple streetlights. There are purple streetlights everywhere. They're popping up, and people are freaking out. And so, I researched it. As you know, I'm a curious cat and I like to know what's going on. So I read a couple articles, and as it would seem, it is not like I saw some people speculating that has something to do with like crime prevention. And then I saw it referred to as the Great Purpling. And there are actually a few different reasons. Well, there's actually just a very simple reason why it's happening. And the reason why it's happening as we partake in our drive. Bear with me. Alright, so as you guys can see, these lights are bright white, right? Okay, so the very, very bright white lights that have been popping up all over the city, I noticed that because they kind of hurt my eyes a little bit. They're LEDs. So they're brand new LEDs, and I guess as some lights are burning out, they are being replaced by LEDs, which are cheaper and supposed to last longer. But then some of the lights, before they even have a chance to burn out or anything, they get changed out, which is kind of interesting. So you see these two coming up right here. So these two are really dim for some reason. I've been noticing that happening. And then I've been noticing the purple stuff. And I was confused because, like, when I left a couple months ago, I was doing, like, a whole grand excursion. I saw the LEDs get put in, and they were, like, blindingly bright white. And then when I came back, all of a sudden I started noticing all these purple lights. So I'm like, what happened? Well, I was gone. Like, I'm so confused. Like, so I just thought it was something, like, maybe they didn't like them and they changed them out. Well, as it turns out, and you see this yellowish bronzed one that we're coming up on, that's a regular old-fashioned guy. So after research, I found out that these LED lights are the reason, because LEDs don't do white. They just don't make it. It's not one of those color things. So it's a combination of the primary colors. And so some of these new fancy LEDs that are supposed to be bright white, excuse me, for visibility's sake, my nose does not like something. For visibility's sake, so some of these lights, again, LED right there, and then we're coming up on two of the old-fashioned ones. And when you're doing a drive-by like this, or a drive-through like this, you can clearly see the difference. But for some reason, there's a delamination that's going on with some of them. And the funny thing is, and I guess it's not really that funny, is it shows the broadness, in my opinion, of a monopolization of certain businesses getting certain government contracts, because it's not just a Baltimore thing. I have been out to the Northern Virginia area and the DC area and not seen as much of that, but the articles did reference like Massachusetts and a few other states. And so this delamination is primarily happening, I would assume, because they kind of skirted around the questioning or the answer to this in the article. I'm assuming that it's a quality control issue with a particular company, because it's it would be very coincidental that all of these lights that are turning purple are from multiple different manufacturers, unless they are, you know, getting stuff straight from another country. Keep your political opinions to yourself. And so it's a broad concept that way. But like looking at these lights that we have coming on, we have lots of the old-fashioned lights. So the purple is from delamination from basically defective products. And how in the world did so many cities and states end up with so many purple lights? I think it's, you know, it's a showing of monopolization, because is that the best contract? I'd love to see and know, was it that this was the cheapest one? Was it, you know, what was the reason for everybody going with these manufacturers? But it's very widespread, has nothing to do with crime. Some people are very, very grumpy about it. They're talking about conspiracy stuff. Some people are very grumpy about it from a safety aspect, because while they do look kind of cool in a weird little way, because now we have, you know, 3 different color schemes when we're supposed to be using these things for visibility. So instead of just having like that warm glow that like these guys that we're driving under right now have, which we just commonly have used, and honestly I don't think anybody really ever paid attention to the fact that they're kind of yellowish orangish until you started throwing all the LEDs that were super duper bright white in our faces, and then we're like, wow, look at all these like almost pumpkin things growing on in the sky. And you know, for poops and giggles, for some reason we started having issues with quality control, and so now we have bright white, warm yellow hue, and purple. So that's your informational thing for today from Michelle Fixit. The great purpling is very defective quality control and delamination of LEDs that are supposed to be superior to these yellow orangish glowing guys. Alright, so the rest of your video, because I'm driving and I normally do driving videos along with DIY stuff, mechanical stuff, working on houses, taking care of my children, all that good stuff. You guys are just going to drive with me to Baltimore and pay attention to the lights and listen to the music. But no, it's not a grand conspiracy or anything with crime. It's just people not picking the right products and paying attention to quality control. It's a defect! Have a great night. Enjoy the music. Unless, you know, the artists get grumpy and then I have to, like, delete segments. So if you have music and then you have broad spaces in my music, it is because that musical creator did not want to have it be monetized and or is blocked in certain countries, because as of right now I've got a few people in different countries that are paying attention to the channel, and I'm trying to be courteous and let them have access to all the different music. But look at that beautiful city. This is Baltimore City, Maryland. The big scary city, and it's really not that scary. It's actually a beautiful place. You guys should go and visit. You know, just pay attention to your surroundings. Have a great night.
This is Dale. I'm making a donation. Thank you.
Something. I don't know if you guys are noticing with the lights and stuff, the different colors with the white and the yellow and the purple. We haven't run into any purples yet, but we will get to some purples, I promise you that. I think it's kind of interesting and funny because we've been doing LEDs and vehicles are a super special interest of mine. We've been doing them for a long time, and if recollection serves, you can tell the difference between those ridiculously high bright LEDs and the regular lights, because, you know, as I'm looking in my rear view mirror or my side view mirror, I see someone that has an older vehicle, and then I'm seeing like the bright white lights, and then some of them are just blinding. But you know what's funny? None of them have had purple. So how can the vehicle manufacturers get it right, but the street light people can't? I don't know, but back to your music. sorry, as things pop into my head, I will stop your regularly scheduled musical program. Pay attention to Ellie. Oh, well, they're going that way, so you can't see. And there's a van with older lights, too. But, did you guys know, and I guess this is just, you know, maybe I pay way too much attention to stuff. Maybe it's just because I'm a sensitive cat. But did you guys notice that our street traffic lights are also changing? Before you, in front of you, are regular ones, but there are some areas that have the LEDs. So one does ponder if our street lights are having issues because of quality control and the LED stuff and turning purple instead of being bright white. As we're driving in to the inner city, and the inner city has lots and lots and lots of very bright white LEDs. And just as a matter of, like, you know, looking at the options here, none of these are purple. None of them. I have yet to see any purple down here. Does that mean that they just get changed out at a faster rate? And now I feel guilty because there's somebody. Oh, they're old people. Oh, they're old people. I feel like I gotta turn around and help them. All right, well, you guys' video might get messed up. Is they're old people and they're in a really bad spot. Anyways, if we're having issues with, okay, that is a two-way. If we're having issues with our street lights, will the LED traffic lights, will they also have issues? I would like to know, because am I going to be looking at like a brown light instead of a red light? And then like a foggy, because these are regular lights. So what about that kind of stuff, huh? Is this going to be a broad thing? Because it's clearly going on all over the country. We're probably gonna end up pausing this video, or maybe like getting sidetracked, because I'm gonna go over there and see if those old people need help. No offense to the people in the event that like they become subscribers. You look like you're older than me, so I refer to you as old people. So here, enjoy the music while I try to get back over there so I can help them. Okay, so I stand corrected. I'm looking at my side view mirror, and there is a vehicle in the left-hand lane that's probably 2 intersections down that has a slight, ever so slight, purplish color from a distance in comparison to the stark white vehicle that's to its right with the headlights. And then behind those two vehicles are like yellowish colored ones. So maybe whoever the manufacturer of that vehicle is, or maybe they're aftermarkets and they're supposed to be that way. And because I said it, now I have to be like proven wrong. And I'm a slow enough driver where it may be that, you know, it ends up catching up to us. Maybe not though. But yeah. And these are also regular traffic lights. But there are some, and they're like a lot of little dots, and they bother my eyes. And so I don't know who's making these LED choices, but they're kind of annoying. All the LEDs. And here's some more white ones. And if you guys are keeping track of like, have we found any purple ones yet? We haven't. We haven't found any purple ones, but I'm pretty sure that very soon, because as you're starting to see, now we have, we have some oddballs. You see this little yellow one that's on the side? All of these little street light guys were supposed to be LEDs. I read that in an article. They are clearly not LEDs. So maybe they all turned purple and they put the regular ones in there to change out. But all the little short ones, not the super high ones, were supposed to be LEDs for visibility, but they are clearly not LEDs for visibility because they have that warm hue to them. And if you guys look down the road a little bit, we're going to start seeing more of the regular standard ones. So I don't know if that's a Baltimore City choice where they're like, hey, we got these purple lights, we got to keep like the nice areas of the city like bright white so that they're not confused by the purple stuff, or maybe they get more complaints. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now. side of the road. So I'm going to make a broad assumption and say that that vehicle was probably acquired without consent and then dropped off there in its awkward little positioning for some random reason. Because 'tis Baltimore and Baltimore does interesting things. But at least the police vehicle was able to find it, and maybe it will be reunited with its mommy or daddy or whomever. And I drive very cautiously, so you guys just have to bear with me that I'm a little rant. So these little LEDs that we're coming up on right here, these are also kind of dim. Like that guy's trying, the one that we're passing, but these other guys, they're not trying as hard. And I don't know if by comparison to the warm colored ones, if they're worth it. It seems like there's a quality control issue with these street lights now that I'm like doing a video of it, because you guys can clearly see that there's lack of illumination, right? Yeah. And these are kind of yellowy. So maybe they're delaminating too, but they're not delaminating the same way. That guy's giving out his all. This guy, not so much. Sorry, I'll give you guys music again. And there's a very, very light purpley one over there. Do you guys see it? He's not as purpley as the other guys, but he's kind of purpley. So he's delaminating a little bit, I guess. But the guys that delaminated in the couple months that I was gone from being put in, and then current is not good. We gotta watch this truck coming up because we don't want to get hit. Okay, he's turning, so he might hit us over here. It's Baltimore, so you never know what's going to happen. And some of the lights are timed out to be super fast, and some are super slow. So occasionally, things happen. All right, these guys are not trying as hard as the other guys. They're like a little yellowy also. So maybe there's a grand purpling and a grand yellowing going on. I don't know. This is what happens when we start changing things. Sometimes things, you know, just need to be tested for a little while before we start changing stuff. But we will hit the purple one soon, unless all of a sudden, like, Baltimore just changed all the purpley ones. Nope, I see a purple one coming up. So I will let you guys enjoy the changing of the lights while I play some music for you. And just so you guys know, this one over here, you can't tell as much. It's very yellowy. So it's delaminating too, but it's delaminating on its more yellowy thing, and it's very LED bright. So it's like a little vibration for the eyes for someone like me. Is I do have a little sensitivity with that, and so maybe, just maybe, when we're talking about changing out lights and stuff like that, we should consider that some people are a little sensitive to the LEDs, and maybe putting all of them all over the place is not really the best thing, unless they're going to be like at a lower frequency or something. I don't know. Or that might bother somebody else. But you guys have a fantastic night. Thanks for the drive. We'll see you next time. If you guys like hanging out with me, like and subscribe. I'm Michelle Fixit. I don't just do driving videos. I drive around a ton, which is why I have so many driving videos. But my big thing is supposed to be fixing stuff, which is why I titled myself as Michelle Fixit. No, it is not my real last name. One of my things that I do not like doing at all is parallel parking, which unfortunately, as neighborhoods get more popular, becomes something I have to do on a more regular basis, and it's really, really, really annoying to somebody that did not grow up in a parallel parking situation. I did not have to take a parallel parking test whenever I got my driver's license at 14. Yes, 14. So, again, you guys have a great night. See the LEDs, because they're like everywhere, they're messing up my vision, so now I can barely see the little TikTok-y thing, because I try to time out my videos where they're even numbers. So that's why you'll see a lot of my videos will have like whatever, and then 00 or 01 or 02, because sometimes between the recording and the uploading to YouTube, it adds another second to it, because I'm not fanciful. I don't edit. I'm a busy mom that has a lot of stuff that I have to do, and I just don't have time for editing. So if you're looking for somebody fanciful like that, I'm only fanciful with what I do on a day-to-day basis, in my opinion, but I'm also just kind of a boring mom. Have a great night. Bye.